Classes A and B coming to the line now. Sean Brown in pole position. Alongside him, Lionel Abbott in the mobile car. And on the outside of the front row, Mark Hales. Colourful car, colourful driver. That's Graham Davis in the Motor Build Sierra. And alongside him, David Pinkney. Leading Class B in the Fina BMW M3, Robin Brundle, running on unleaded petrol, remember. And there's Graham Davis making a fantastic start, going right past the front row there. Unfortunately, it was a bit too good. He was docked 10 seconds. There he is, disputing the lead as they come up to Cops for the first time. Mark Hale snatches the initiative. Sean Brown and Graham Davis, door handle to door handle there. Graham Davis just sneaking ahead, or is he? No, that's Sean Brown getting a slightly better run up the straight there. Approaching Beckett's now. Hard on the brakes. And there's a fantastic move from Lyle Abbott there. Shooting through on the inside of Dave Pinkney. And holding the advantage as they go onto the straight. Brilliant piece of driving. Dave Pinkney chasing them along now. Train of Sierras ahead of him. Train of Sierras behind him too, I've no doubt. Approaching Woodcote now, all braking hard. Mark Hale's just in the lead from Sean Brown. Running very wide there. Sean Brown looking down the inside, and there's Nick Wales going a bit agricultural. Whoops, and there's a bump. Here's Johnson hitting the stationary car of James Harrison, which has spun off, and he gets going again. Piers is stuck firmly in the gravel trap there at Woodcote. Gets out of the car. Goes Robin Brundle, leading Class B. It's becoming a bit of a habit with him, and here we are in his car, chasing one of the Sierras. Sierra accelerating away on the straights. We might see Robin closing up under braking now for the hairpin at Beckett's. There he goes. More Sierras ahead of him. Now watch the Sierras sprint away as they get onto the straight. Here come the leaders. Sean Brown ahead, or is it Mark Hales? Mark Hales just sneaking through ahead there, right on the limit. And there's Dave Pinkney and Keith Adore disputing a bit of territory. Dave Morgan has a spin. Into Dave Morgan's car now for a closer look at the action. There he goes. Back on course pretty quickly. Comes Martin Black in the Rover, laying down a smoke screen. And here he is again. Whoops, bit too keen on the throttle there. And if you thought that car was smoky before, look at it now. Martin's obviously got a deal with his local tyre dealer. Mark Hales and Sean Brown very close, and Sean sneaks through on the inside. There's a view from Mark's car, and he won't be too pleased about that. Down to second place now in the Firestone car. Under the bridge, approaching the braking area for Woodcote. Brake lights go on. Mark braking hard. Turning in, trying to get the power down smoothly. Sean's got a good line through there. Mark closing slightly, but not enough. Graham Davis in third place. That's a train of Sierras there, one of them very smoky. No, it's only Martin Black again. Robin Brundle still leading Class B, no one in sight to challenge him. Here we are with Steve McHales now in the other Fina BMW. Changing down, and he spun. Looks like he missed a gear there, or got the wrong gear, nearly clobbers the pit wall. Backs back onto the track. That's a very dodgy manoeuvre. Phew! That was close. And back on track again. Here's the view from outside Steve's car. Very close to the pit wall there, as you can see. And there's that car flashing through on the inside. Piers Johnson's car still stuck there in the sand trap. There's Sean Brown starting to break away now a little bit from Mark Hales. Robin Brundle comes through. There's Barbara Cowell in the extra staff car. Here we are with Mark Hales now. Slicing through the traffic as he's trying desperately to catch up with Sean Brown there ahead of him. Braking for Beckett's, turning in. Just coming up to lap the Starion there. Over the curbs Mark goes, chasing Sean Brown. Is this going to be a do or die effort, we wonder? Sean Brown goes onto the brakes. Mark's looking at the inside. He's wrestling with the wheel, he's very sideways, and around he goes. Cars going by either side of him. There he is, sitting in the middle of the track. Graham Davis goes through, Lionel Abbott goes through. There go Dave Pinkley and Keith Adore. And Mark's lost a lot of places for that effort. There's a view from outside. Nearly makes it, hanging on, and just can't hold it. And there's a checkered flag. That was the last lap. And Mark just failed in that bid to snatch first place from Sean Brown. Graham Davis's 10-second penalty meant that he was relegated to 7th place, leaving Lionel Abbott in 2nd from Tommy Field, Keith Adore and Dave Pinckney finishing very close together there. Mark Hales eventually being classified 6th. I'll hand over to Neville Hay now, who's with Minister of Sport Colin Moynihan, who will present the winners' garlands.
Mark gave you a problem on the last lap.
He certainly gave me a problem. I saw him coming down and I thought he's never going to stop.
He didn't, did he?
He didn't, no. I was very lucky there. We both could have gone out.
Well, Bill, that's a fine win. Well, I'll hustle you along and ask the class winner, Robin Brundle, to go up.
Thanks, mate.
Nice to see you again, Robin. Congratulations on your success. Here is Uniroyal from Minister of Sport.
Nice to see you.
Went round the works this morning. It's really well done.
Yes, thank you very
Good
much.
stuff. Keep it up all season. I want to see a win.
Thank you very much.
Especially on unleaded.
Yes, yes.
Shows the performance can be just as good.
Well, that's right.
That's the
yes.
important thing.
Apparently, since the last race, the bias on the gearbox, the springs that keep the gearbox in the 2nd and 3rd gear plane, or the gear stick, failed. So therefore, you had no feel to actually where you were in the gearbox. You couldn't tell if you were changing from 3rd to 4th or from 3rd to 2nd. You had no real feel to the box, and this is why what happened was we went into Woodcott, as I went into Woodcott. I went from 5th to 4th, and instead of going from 4th to 3rd, it went back into 5th, which was just enough to make the back of the car lose grip and turn it round. So it's a shame. But
You seem to be coming up to that pit wall very, very quickly. How was you feeling at that time?
well, I knew I was going to miss the pit wall because the car was going in the right direction. It wasn't actually going towards the pit wall, it was just going past it. It looks closer on the video than it actually was.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thanks.
Great, thanks. Mark, you had a slight incident last race, right at the very end. What happened?
At the end of the last Uniroyal race? Yes, I think we had the beginnings of the problem we've got now. The brake pedal went solid, and it doesn't actually go to the floor on these, it just goes solid, and the car doesn't slow down at all. And you're faced with several choices, mainly where you go off or who you run into. But I managed just about to hold it together, and there was actually a possibility we might even have won, but it just spun round at the last minute, and I finished 6th. So
That was bad luck.
well, bad luck and yeah, a bit of brain fade, a bit of everything. Yeah.